we're going to start this out by addressing the elephant in the room. I obviously did not go to Streamer University. However, I have a degree in PR and I took a lot of marketing courses in college, so I feel obligated and qualified enough to make a video on this. I just want to talk a little bit about my perspective and what I kind of took away from Streamer University. I work a full-time job. I'm not always tapped into the stuff like this, but I did get to watch whenever I had a chance. This isn't going to be a long video. This is just some of the ideas and thoughts that I had that I just wanted to express. From the times that I did watch, I feel like it wasn't as taken seriously as it should have been. What I mean by that is that you have these bigger streamers that are coming in and teaching these classes on how to, grow your brand and grow your ability as a streamer and market yourself out there and become bigger than what you are. If you're there, you're probably a smaller streamer and you're trying to learn and be able to grow your brand. When you get there and you're kind of just going for clips, it kind of defeats the purpose of what the whole idea was. I don't stream all the time and I'm not always making content, but I can understand that if people are there to help me get better at this, why would I not take advantage of that? Somebody that I want to kind of look at on this is Ludwig. He was a professor. I have valued a lot of the stuff that he said over the last couple years, and going into this, he had a lot of great points. He was super blunt with this. He told people they weren't cut out for it. Ludwig went about it in a good way, kind of showcasing what it takes to be at that level and to constantly grow. And to me, it felt like a lot of students that were at this didn't really care enough. They were more interested in finding all these people and being a part of their clips rather than actually learning what it takes to do stuff. And I guess what I mean by that is when people are looking for a clip, they're more interested about that one interaction than they are about actually growing. For me as a viewer, as well as someone that wants to grow my content, I see something like this and I would think, why would I not go to these classes and learn? In my mind, I feel like smaller streamers should have focused on the class, and then those higher level streamers, those tier one streamers, should have been the ones going out and finding these smaller streamers and making those clips with them. I feel like if you're in that 100 to 1,000 view range and you're trying to grow, why would you not go to those classes? Where on the other side, those 5 digit, 6 digit streamers should be finding those younger creators and kind of helping them with that push to make them bigger. I will say there were a handful of people that I did kind of bounce around and see that were taking it seriously. Although they were aiming for clips, they were super consistent. They were doing their thing every day, whether it was being in a different costume or if it was meeting the same people every day and doing different stuff. Those people took it seriously and they know what they were wanting to get out of it while they were there for those 5 days. Someone I want to highlight is Jacob. If you were watching, he was the guy with all the different costumes. He isn't necessarily a huge streamer, but he went into that with an idea of playing a character each and every day, and he grew because of that. On the other side of that, you've got people like Ron and Jason who are kind of there just streaming and kind of helping what's going on. There's no need for them to try and push themselves when they're already at the position that they're at. However, in their position, they should have been more intact with those smaller creators to kind of give them that boost and kind of elevate what they're hoping to get out of it. I will say this year, a lot of more people did take it serious compared to last year. I feel like last year people were just causing chaos and doing what they can to be seen. That's not always what you want to do, I guess, in these scenarios. I mean, I just don't see how you go to an event like this and not want to learn from the bigger creators. I know we talk about splits when it comes to Twitch, like a 70-30. Look at that as a 70-30. 70% learn from the professors and the teachers at this and on how to grow yourself, and use that 30% to make those connections and put a name for yourself out there. I know I have no room to talk, but why not take what you're learning in that class and then utilize it later in the day whenever you're out about with all these different people? Now, Kai did mention that this is something that he wants to do as long as he can. If you are a content creator, there's no reason that you aren't pushing to be a part of this anytime that you get a chance to be. If this is something that you're able to get a part of and push your brand, it's probably the easiest stepping stone that you can get into growing yourself as a creator. As someone who has learned PR as well as marketing, just being able to elevate a brand, this is something that is a no-brainer for content creators in the future. I feel like if you're not taking advantage of this while you're there, then you're missing out, and there are hundreds of other people that would love to be in that position. I think it was a great event. It was fun to watch everyone's perspective and see how it worked. I just feel like if you are in that position, you should take more advantage of what those professors and teachers have to offer because they've been there. They've been that small streamer. Now they're at the top of the food chain and they're trying to give you those resources to elevate yourself, elevate your brand and what you want to do, and become that upper echelon of streamers. And I feel like more people in that position should have taken advantage of that. That's just how I feel. But let me know your opinion on how Streamer University went. If you think, some of the things I've said make sense, or if it could have been handled a different way, or what you would have done if you were in that position. Feels me, I'm definitely going to the classes more. So let me know what you thought, what you would have done differently if you were there, and if you have any plans or pushes to get yourself there next year.